Look, the explanation is that these fellows are new, that's all.
Well, they certainly didn't recognize me.
Well, they will next time.
Well, why all this extra security?
Because we're on top, and when you're the best, you have to be vigilant.
Ah, well, maybe I should pass around my picture.
Actually, we did, believe it or not. Those fellows on the gate are new, that's all. What can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping you could tell me a little bit about the status of this paternity test.
I spoke to Dr. Peters this morning. She tells me they'll be running the test in the next few days.
Oh, what? She couldn't be more specific?
Tomorrow or the next day, that's pretty specific.
I'm sorry. Of course, I know you're right.
I hope you're not letting all this get to you.
Oh, I just want to get this over with. It can't be over with soon enough.
Well, amen to that.
How are you feeling?
Well, I guess I will admit to a little anticipation, too.
Really?
Have you seen this baby?
Not yet.
No matter how you feel about Brooke, you have to set all that aside once you experience this child. To see this baby is to lose your heart.
Eric, you're acting like a father.
Yeah, I suppose I am.
Is that how you're hoping it turns out?
I wouldn't be disappointed.
Unfortunately, I don't think Brooke feels the same way.
Actually, it's kind of hard to tell what Brooke is feeling these days. It's kind of difficult to read her.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. I mean, she's so much into motherhood, I don't think she gives the father of this baby a second thought right now.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Why did you go see her? She's home now.
She is.
She was released from the hospital this morning.
She's still at your apartment?
Until after the test results are in, yeah.
What about after that?
I guess that depends on who the father is.
What if it turns out that Ridge is the father?
I have no idea what she intends to do.
You're right. I think I better pay Brooke a visit. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Karen, thanks a lot for bringing me home.
Oh, it was fun.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, it was. I really enjoyed spending time with you.
Well, I like being with you, too.
Thanks. That's nice to hear, because I could really use a friend about now.
Why? Is something going on?
Thorne is completely obsessed with Macy.
Well, he was very attached to her.
What I don't understand is why he chose me when he could have chosen her.
That's a good question.
I was hoping that you were going to tell me it's because he loves me.
I'm sure he does.
Oh, I wish that I was that sure.
Why? Is Macy calling him? Is she seeing him?
No, just the opposite. I mean, the mere mention of her name drives him up the wall. And then when he thinks about her relationship with Jake, he just goes crazy.
Well, Macy betrayed him. That took him by surprise.
I know, I know. You know, evidently, she was seeing Jake the whole time that the three of us were living together. I mean, that, I think, more than anything, really blew Thorne away. To tell you the truth, kind of blows me away, too. Well, I'm sorry. I should get to work.
Hey, the bottom line is Thorne chose you over Macy. I'd hang on to that. That's the only thing that really matters.
Okay, thanks. I'll try to remember that.
Good.
Good, Sal, you're back. I have got some news for you.
Oh, so do I.
Well, can I tell you mine first?
Sure, if you can guarantee that your news is one half as explosive as what I picked up from a visit to Brooke Forrester today.
You went to go see Brooke?
Yeah, I did. And I got something from that visit, Darla, that is so big, so major. This is something so major that it could very well bring those socially correct Forresters right down on their knees.
the bold and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by Mountain-Grown Folgers Crystals in regular and decaffeinated.
Yeah, so what is this, Al? What'd you find out?
Well, it's like I told you. I paid Brooke Forrester a visit in her hospital room.
Yeah? How'd that go?
How do you think? I'm telling you, Darla, that girl has become so arrogant and full of herself since she married up that she's as bad as the rest of them now. I offered her my friendship. She threw it in my face, told me to beat it. And then she took off for the bathroom. Well, I'm telling you something. If anybody needed the facilities, it was me, because quite frankly, I was getting a little nauseated at the way I was being treated around there. Darla, I am sick of it. I'm sick of every single member of that family. They are not going to show their contempt for me and my daughter and throw it in my face again. Not anymore.
Sorry. Come on. Tell me. What happened after that?
Right. Well, as I was leaving, I ran into a nurse who came in and made a few notes on a medical chart that was at the foot of the bed. Once the coast was clear, I took a look, and that's when I saw it. Right there, in tiny, neat little letters. There it was.
There what was?
A doctor's order for a blood test.
That was it. A blood test.
Yeah, but this was no ordinary blood test. This was for a paternity test.
A fraternity test.
No, paternity. This is where they got this test, where they can find out who a baby's father is.
Well, Eric Forrester is the father.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's an issue that still seems to be under contention.
Well, if Eric isn't the father, who is?
Good question, Darla. That's the #1 question. And question #2 is, who else knows about it? Do you think it's possible that even she, who must be told everything, Stephanie Forrester, doesn't know about it? Wouldn't that be something?
Well, you know, it's obvious. They're trying to keep it a big secret.
Oh, well, I should say so. Because if it ever gets out, there'll be... No. Let's say when it gets out. Because this sort of thing always gets out. Then, those socially correct, well-placed Forresters are going to become intimately acquainted with the gutter. And instead of looking down their noses, they are going to be looking up at guess who? Us. Oh, God, Darla, how long have we waited for a chance like this? How many years have we put up with their insults just hoping we could get a hold of some ammunition to fire back? And now it's finally come. Here it is. It's just dropped in our laps. Oh, baby, we are going to use this. I'm going to see to it that that nasty little story is spread all over town. Hell, I'm going to spread it over the whole universe. Everybody's going to know.
Hi.
Hi. I'm just leaving you a note.
So I see.
It's about the holiday report.
Oh, good. I'm anxious to read that.
Well, I'll get back to work.
You know, it was really nice seeing you out the other night.
Yes, I'm trying to date Karen. But I am still in love with my husband.
Is that, supposed to make me feel guilty?
Guilt requires a conscience, Karen.
Still bitter, I see. Well, I guess that's your prerogative. But, you know, it's not going to help you get over the loss to be this way.
Is this free advice you're dispensing, or am I supposed to be paying for this, Karen? I'll get over my loss in my own good time.
Well, at least you have someone like Sly to help you. And Jake.
Jake?
McLean, isn't that his name?
What about him?
Well, you've been dating him.
I haven't been spending time with Jake in almost a year, Karen.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Macy, I happen to know for a fact that he's been around here visiting you.
Oh, and who in the world told you that?
Are you saying that it isn't true?
He came here one time, Karen, just once. He was passing through, and he stopped by to say hello, and that's the only time I've seen Jake since last spring.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Let's not wake up the baby.
Hello, Brooke.
Taylor. Eric told me that you'd been released, and so I'd like to talk to you if you have a minute. Sure. Come on in. How are you feeling? A lot stronger. Good. How about the baby? She's beautiful. I'd like to see her sometime. She's sleeping right now. Is there something specific you wanted to see me about? Well, now that all this excitement is over, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Actually, the excitement's just beginning. What does that mean? The paternity test, of course. When my baby finally discovers who her father is. Yes, that will be exciting for you, Brooke. And you know what? This is equally exciting for me.
Yeah, Eric Forrester.
Guess where I am.
Hey. Well, let me see. I suppose you're somewhere in the Midwest in some hotel?
Nope. I'm at the airport in Genoa City.
Well, what are you doing? You picking someone up?
No. I'm putting myself on a plane so that I can fly home to you as soon as possible. I really miss you, Eric.
How's your mother, Sheila?
She's doing great, and she's coming along very well.
You and Molly must be getting along really well, then.
We've come to some major understandings. How are you doing?
Plodding along here.
Are you missing me?
Yeah, I'm missing you.
Eric, I love you so much. I wish that we could just go away someplace.
You are feeling romantic, aren't you?
If you just didn't have this paternity test hanging over your head.
Yes, but that shouldn't be a problem much longer.
Why not?
The word is they may run the test as early as tomorrow.
Well, couldn't happen to nicer people, huh? Oh, I saw Thorne kissing Karen in his office today. Which also reminds me, do you know what I saw in Eric's office today?
Later. Tell me later, honey. Hello? Let me speak to Randy Walker, please. Hi, Randy. Sally Spector here. How are you? How's things in the news game, babe? Huh? What? A little tepid? Forget about it. Things are gonna get a whole lot hotter. Randy, I got a story for you. Kiddo, I have got the story of the year for you.
You've only seen Jake once since last spring.
Yes, and you're right. It was right here in the office.
When was that?
Why?
I'm just curious. I was under the impression that the two of you were more involved.
Who told you that? Karen, where are you getting your information? Are people spreading rumors around here?
No, I'm sorry. I will definitely put a stop to this, but I would really like to know when exactly it was that you saw him. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember. How could I forget? It was the day Thorne made his decision. I was so totally convinced he was going to choose me. I remember waiting in the office, expecting him to come by any minute and bring the good news.
And that's when Jake stopped by?
Yes, he stopped by unexpectedly.
So you two were together in your office?
Yes, Jake and I were together in the office. Of course, I was surprised to see him because I was really expecting to see Thorne. But we had a good talk, and I think we came to an understanding about some things.
What things?
Jake wanted more than a friendship, and I told him that could never happen. Kind of ironic, really. I mean, the whole time, I really thought Thorne was going to choose me.
And so you just talked with Jake, and then he left?
Yeah. Well, at one point, Jake kissed me.
He kissed you.
Yes, he kissed me, and I got upset with him, and he apologized, and then we parted friends.
And that's the last time that you've seen him?
Yes. We all know how that day turned out. Look, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'll be in my office.
Oh my God, it was never me. It was Macy. Thorne, you wanted Macy. But when you came over here to tell her that, you saw her kissing Jake. And that's the only reason that you chose me. I am your second choice.
Did you say they might be doing the paternity test tomorrow?
That's what I'm told, yeah.
But what about the baby? I thought that...
No, the baby's fine. She and Brooke went home from the hospital this morning. Anyway, we'll run the test when we get the thing resolved. But I do have to tell you, Sheila, the more I look at that child, the more convinced I am that she's my daughter. I don't say that to alarm you. I just think it's more than a possibility, and you should be prepared for it.
Oh, no, that's all right. I am prepared for it. Look, sweetie, they're calling my plane. I really should go. So I'll see you later.
Goodbye, darling.
Bye. I gotta get back and do something about that test, but what? How do I handle it? How do I make sure that baby is not Eric's? I'll find a way. I will find a way.
You're excited to find out who my baby's father is? Yes. I find that hard to believe. I don't know why. I mean, we're all anxious to get this thing resolved so that we can make some kind of arrangements.
Arrangements?
Yes, of course. Visitation rights and financial obligations.
I don't need Ridge's money.
No, the money wouldn't be for you, Brooke. It's for the child. Something the matter?
No, Taylor, nothing's the matter.
Well, I think you're upset.
Look, you came here to ask me some questions.
I came here to see how you're doing and to find out about the baby.
We're fine, thank you.
So often there is a down cycle after you've gone through something as exciting as the birth of a child, especially the way you delivered yours. You know, I never did hear about how you ended up at the cabin when you went into labor.
I drove up.
I know that. Why?
I wanted to be alone.
Really? Then why did you call Ridge from the cabin?
Why do you suppose?
Well, I would suppose so that you could isolate yourself from the rest of the world, with Ridge at your side.
I guess what happened was meant to be, wasn't it?
All right, so then for all these last few months when you've been backing away from Ridge, what was going on then? Were you paving the way for destiny?
You catch on quick.
So then it was a charade.
I like to think of it as giving you a chance, Taylor. Keeping my distance, respecting your marriage, letting Ridge decide for himself.
Well, good for you, Brooke. Because Ridge did make his decision. There's only one woman for Ridge, and it's me.
Yes, I thought so too. But if you could have seen him up there in the cabin, with the firelight flickering on his face,
as he drew forth our precious little daughter.
You're still madly in love with him. There's nothing mad about it, Taylor. Nor do I intend to apologize for it. Yes, I am still in love with Ridge. And I suggest you get used to it. Because that, Taylor, will never, ever change.